Looks like we got a bit of news to go over, boys. So, Jump Festa, like I said, it's been going on in Japan. And the news broke last night. It's official now that 2017, that editor that said that Wano was going to start in 2017, he didn't lie to us, but he didn't really say the entire truth either. So essentially, the major news of Jump Festa regarding One Piece is that 2017, we're having Whole Cake Island, Reverie after Whole Cake Island, and Wano. So what does that mean? What are the implications of having Reverie in between Wano? Well, the implications are a lot. And honestly, this is something that I think in order for you to understand it, you need to understand the build-up and, just the story progression that we've had leading up to the Reverie. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to tell you why this is such major fucking huge news for One Piece fans. And here we go. So let's start out with what the fuck is the Reverie to begin with. Now, I know a lot of you know this, but just to recap, it's good for clarity's sake. So essentially, the Reverie is the world conference of the One Piece world. It happens every 4 years, in which basically rulers of the One Piece world, every ruler, every person in the One Piece world that has some type of political authority congregates. They come together in the land of Marijoa, the Holy Land, which is coincidentally where the Terubitos live and where we have the 5 elders. So they come together. I guess the best way that you can sort of think about it in today's terms is it's like a reunion of the UN. Imagine if the UN decided to meet every 4 years. That's essentially what's going to happen in the One Piece world, except instead of countries being represented like it is in the UN, we have kingdoms being represented. So you're talking about kings coming from their own kingdoms to discuss political affairs. Now, the thing here is that I would highly recommend that you reread chapter 823 because that chapter just gives you, it's the setup. Actually, I think that's the beginning of the Reverie, really. It starts after Zou. It's not even the entire chapter. It's just part of the chapter. We have Vivi, and that really gives you a better understanding of who the major players are in terms of the people that are going to meet up in the Reverie. For the purposes of this video, I'll just list some of the major ones just so you have it, have the information here. So, we have the people from Alabasta. Vivi's obviously the princess from Alabasta, so she's the heir, so she has to go. Also, her father, King Cobra's going. And it's important to note, again, reread chapter 823, because you see that Vivi's leaving Alabasta, but she's being escorted by somebody from the Marines. And in her case, it's Hina. So it would be logical to assume that the world government is sending out, their staff to escort these rulers so that they can get to the Holy Land. So that's just something to think about, because I'm pretty sure that we're going to see some major players from the Marines go into the Holy Land as well. So we have, like I said, we have Vivi, we have Dalton from Drum Island, we have Kureha is going because she said she was going to be the doctor, the ship doctor for the trip. We have people from Dressrosa going, we have King Riku, I think Rebecca's going there, and as well as Viola, and we also have Elisabello, which we also saw in Dressrosa. We also have Wapol, because, we fucking douche, but he's going there. Stelly, Sabo's brother, he's also a royal, so he's going there as well. I mean, he's a noble, but he's going to Marijoa as well. He's a total douchebag, and he's one of the reasons why Sabo ended up leaving his family. So you can see, the lineup, and it's a mixture of, foes, but also Straw Hat friends. And you can bet that one of the things that they're going to discuss at the Reverie is Monkey D. Luffy. So it'll be important to have those friends there, allies. Now, because Marijoa, the Holy Land, is in fact the home place of the Tenryubito, the Celestial Dragons, you can bet your ass that security in this place is going to be a bitch to get through. It's going to be stacked with Marines, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some admirals there. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Akainu there. He's Fleet Admiral. In fact, I think the last time we saw Akainu, he was in Marijoa talking to the 5 elders. So it would make sense that he would be there, not just to talk to the 5 elders, but also because he wanted to prep for the upcoming Reverie. So I'm pretty sure Akainu is going to be there. And I think this would be a great opportunity, a great art to introduce that final admiral that we haven't seen called Green Bull. Like I said with Vivi and Hina, it seems like the world government is sending out their own military strength, their own staff members to come and accompany these rulers into the Holy Land. So I would not be surprised if Green Bull is actually sent out to escort somebody else, somebody who's very important, into the Holy Land. Or they can just be there for protection because they don't, like when it comes to the Celestial Dragons, like nobody fucking touches them. Like Luffy punched one in Sabaody Archipelago. They sent in Kizaru to kick everyone's ass. So we can definitely expect some admirals there. Like I said, for sure, I think Akainu and Green Bull are going to be there. Now, last time there was a huge government-related event, the government decided to summon all of the Shichibukai. But because this is Marijoa, I don't think the Celestial Dragons would be okay with pirates being there. So even if they are affiliated with the world government, which are basically, that's what the Shichibukai are. Now, with that in mind, out of all the characters, if you look at the roster, in my opinion, the most important character that is going to be at the Reverie is Shirahoshi from Fishman Island Kingdom. So the reason why she's so important, obviously Shirahoshi, you know if you read Fishman Island, she is a mermaid, but she also happens to be one of the 3 ancient weapons of the One Piece world. In the One Piece world, we have 3 weapons of mass destruction, of mass power. One of them is called Pluton, another one is Uranus, and then the last one, who is Shirahoshi, is Poseidon. Now, we don't really know what the other 2 do, but we know what Poseidon does. Shirahoshi has the ability of controlling the Sea Kings. And in the world of One Piece, if you control the Sea Kings, you basically control the sea. You have access to different... You can basically... Honestly, you can just do whatever the fuck you wanted in the sea. Because the Sea Kings, as of right now, not even the government can control them. The way that the government has been able to sort of like maneuver around them is by creating and making their ships with sea stone so that the Sea Kings kind of don't detect whenever it is that they're passing through where they nest. Because these Sea Kings can fuck shit up. This map here is a great example of what I'm saying. If you look at the Grand Line, it's actually like at the sides, you see two lines that say Calm Belt. The Calm Belt is basically a region that is infested with Sea Kings. So people can't go directly into the Grand Line because there's a barricade of Sea Kings there. So if they took any ship, the Sea Kings would fuck them up. So they need to find another way of getting in there. So that's why they use the reverse mountain route. Now, the way that we found out that Shirahoshi was Poseidon in the manga was because King Neptune and Robin were having a conversation in which Robin figured out, oh my god, like Shirahoshi is one of these ancient weapons. And Neptune actually said, yeah, but just keep it on the down low, because we don't, if this gets out, like, we're screwed. Unfortunately, they were not alone when they were having this conversation, because Caribou overheard this. So he knows that Shirahoshi is one of the ancient weapons. And after he got his ass beat in Fishman Island, Oda showed us in the cover stories that unfortunately he got captured by X-Drake. And where is X-Drake? He is in Wano. We know Caribou is a total pussy. So what I'm thinking happened is that Drake brought him over to Kaido. Kaido's like, I'm going to freaking kill you right now. And Caribou was like, please don't kill me. No, I actually have some pretty important information that I can share with you if you don't kill me. And he spilled the beans. I'm pretty sure that Kaido knows now that Shirahoshi is one of the ancient weapons and that she will be at the Reverie. In fact, the moment Kaido was introduced, when he fell down from the sky, and we saw Kid and Apu and Hawkins were like, what the fuck just happened? Kaido said, it's time to start the greatest war this world has ever seen. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is that Kaido sent somebody, and I've said this before, I said this in my review of A23 actually. I'm thinking that Kaido is sending somebody to infiltrate the Reverie to get their hands on Shirahoshi, because she's so valuable. And another thing is, it's important to note that in chapter A23, Shirahoshi doesn't want to go to the Reverie. She's actually kind of scared because she's waiting for Luffy, because Luffy promised her that he would come back and take her exploring out on the surface, because she's never been out on the surface. Ladies and gentlemen, my point is this: there is absolutely no point in Oda setting up all these different plot points if Shirahoshi is not going to get captured and if Kaido is not going to use her to his advantage to control the Sea Kings, which makes the hype for Wano even bigger now. Wano's going to be disgusting. Oh my god. Another thing, all right, and this is something that you could keep your eye on. Doflamingo in Dressrosa. We know that Doflamingo was a celestial dragon. He was a noble, but his father decided to, leave Marijoa because he wanted to bring up his kids in a more humble environment. Doflamingo went fucking crazy, went psycho. He didn't like that. Now, as a kid, and well, we know this, Doflamingo found out a secret in the Holy Land. He found something out, maybe by mistake, maybe he was just goofing around as a kid and he found something. Or maybe later he found it out. I don't know. There is a national treasure in Marijoa that Doflamingo knows about. and he told the Celestial Dragon, he told the government, hey, I know you don't want this information to get out, so you better not fuck with me, because if you do, I'm gonna let the world know. And if you kill me, I'll probably let somebody else know so that they can pass the secret along. If this gets out, you guys are screwed. So that was Doflamingo's way of blackmailing the government into them allowing him to do all the stuff that he was doing. I mean, he was getting away with a lot of shit. So do not be surprised if a hint to what that is comes up in the Reverie. Last but not least, I guess the news that we're getting the ending of Whole Cake Island, plus the Reverie arc, plus the beginning of Wano in 2017. I think that means that Whole Cake Island is actually ending a lot sooner than we thought. Maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Like, what's the estimated length that you give these arcs? I think the Reverie is going to be a lot shorter. Like, it might be like Zoe, pretty much. Maybe even shorter than that. But let me know what you think. Again, I guess this also guarantees that Big Mom is not going to be defeated this arc, because there's just not enough time. Not enough time. No way are you having, like, the defeat of the first Yonko happen, especially when you're cramming 3 arcs in 1 year. I don't think that's going to happen. So I actually have the theory that maybe we go to Elbaf and Big Mom, because she has some problem with the giants, that's where she gets defeated. But that's just me. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Like it if you appreciate it. Please subscribe and activate your notifications if you haven't already for more One Piece stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.